This is the start of a new series here on the channel. There are often moments where I have ideas and drafts for essays, but they might be shorter than the usual length. I tend to discard these types of videos, but honestly, some of them fascinate me and intrigue me. Today's video is one of those. So rather than only creating lengthy essays, I want to make some space for those that may only be, 3 to 5, maybe 6 minutes long, but still pack as much analysis as those that are longer. After all, I'm inherently against essays that exist to say nothing. I don't like to ramble or waffle, so if things can be said succinctly, then they will be a part of this new series. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. Here we go. It Comes at Night is one of those movies that ends on a feeling. Throughout the entire picture, we're treated to moments of sheer silence that allow us to bask in the emotions of the characters, whether that be Paul's anger or Travis's fear of the unknown. This silence reinforces the sometimes cryptic nature of the movie. I recently caught myself rewatching It Comes at Night, and I was taken aback by director Trey Edward Schultz's insistence on painstakingly presenting us with this painting. One thing we all know from cinema and filmmaking is that whatever occupies the frame before us is never a mistake. We see what the filmmaker wants us to see. So why this painting? What does it reveal? Throughout the 91 minutes of It Comes at Night, we never actually find out what the epidemic is that consumes humanity. All we get are snapshots, glimpses. We see Bud's black pupils, diluted skin, and lumps. Through Travis's night terrors, we learn that this epidemic manifests itself through a puking of black liquid. There is never an answer, never a reason for why things are happening. We just know that there's some shit killing off humanity and our characters are in super survival mode. I think though that the answer to what's going on exists in the painting. After all, the first shot of the film's trailer even opens on said painting. So let's take a look at it. This is Peter Bruegel's oil panel painting from 1562, aptly titled The Triumph of Death. Upon close inspection, we see the fall of humanity. Skeletons are literally ransacking a village and murdering humans. Fire settles in the background to emphasize the chaos surrounding the area. Bruegel's painting was a manifestation and product of his time. It was created during the Black Death, or the bubonic plague. This was a bleak period in history where an estimated 200 million people died. The skeletons in the painting are an allegory of the impending death of humanity, much like the infamous Danse Macabre image. Bruegel was also inferring that humanity is cannibalizing itself, our distrust of one another is actively contributing to death. Now let's tie that in with It Comes at Night. Paul shoots before he asks questions.
You didn't have to shoot him right away!
The family burns Bud before his condition worsens, and Paul keeps Will tied to a tree for 24 hours before finally talking to him. Even then, it takes a good 30 minutes of the film's runtime for him and Will to exchange names. Much like Bruegel's painting, humanity's distrust of one another is actively as dangerous as the epidemic surrounding it. This gives Schultz's direction an air of timelessness to it. Both a social commentary on our current political climate, but also a sad indictment on the cyclical nature of humanity. Let's also hone in on the bubonic plague that influenced Bruegel's painting. How did this Black Death manifest itself in humans? History tells us that victims would contract gangrene on their fingers, essentially blackening their hands. Swollen lymph glands would also appear on the body. Lastly, victims would be known to puke out a black liquid. Wait, hold up, does this sound familiar? What does Kim do to Travis in his dream? What does Bud's body look like? And where does Paul direct his attention to when he first meets Will? Yes, that's right. We have the blackening of fingers, the swollen lumps, and the projecting of black bile. It Comes at Night isn't about zombies, it isn't about a reanimation of the dead, and it certainly isn't about a haunting. We are literally watching history and humanity repeat itself. So maybe the epidemic surrounding Schultz's film isn't so cryptic after all. I think it essentially offers a somber and melancholic quality to the film that only enhances its message. Have we really come far as a species? There is still inherent distrust among our own kind, and here we are, afflicted once more by a disease that wiped out hundreds of millions in centuries past. Through one painting alone, one small directorial choice, The lock clicks on It Comes at Night and opens wide. This is a layered film, one that explores the haunting cycle of humanity and our current social climate, while also begging the question, has much changed since the time of the painting? Thanks for watching.